Hey, once again, we got another Age of Empires 4 replay here. Uh, Thanks for tuning in again. So this time it's going to be uh, myself, again, as the Abbasid Dynasty, and I'm going up against a player named JagX387, and they're going to be playing as the Rus. I'm going to speed things up a little here. So, up against the Rus, the map is Mountain Pass, so this map is notorious for having a choke point right in the middle. It's a bottleneck where if you want to get to the other half of the map, you're going to have to go through the middle. And that can lead to a lot of turtling, a lot of passive play from people. Uh, if you can protect your half of the map with a wall through the middle, then you can go ahead and do whatever you'd like. I don't really suspect my Rus opponent is going to do that, but you never know. This I was a little surprised by. He came in aggressively with his scout and was trying to kill off the deer near my base. He's trying to get the bounty. The Rus, they like to kill animals on the map, be it sheep, deer, wolves, boar, really anything on the map that's an animal. They will hunt down, and it'll give them a small gold bonus, and in the future it will give them a food collection bonus, so that they'll collect food at a higher rate. I was a little late with my House of Wisdom. I got a little distracted from fighting with his scout up here. I forgot to build it actually. But I rush it out and I immediately get to work on the economic wing to get that fresh foodstuffs upgrade. I see his scout again and I really try to discourage this. I try to do some animation canceling with my scout, but whenever he has his scout get low, he pretty much just runs away with it. I haven't really had a chance to scout his half of the map. I doubt he's scouted his side of the map, considering he sent his scout over here immediately, but you never know. So I'm chasing his scout around, trying to discourage him from stopping and attacking anything. Like, if he kills off these wolves, he'll get bounty. And I saw him go into the corner here. I thought this was my chance to get the finishing blow, but not quite. Okay, let's slow things down. I'm in the new age. Second age, I'm immediately getting fresh foodstuffs. I can take my workers off of stone. Well, actually, no, I can't. I need to get up to 300 so I can build my second town center. Then I'll start pumping out units. Oh, and I do get a scout. I'm finally getting to scout his half of the map. Finally, now that his scout is dead, I figure let's check out what we got over here. And I do see this villager moving to the center of the map, but I didn't notice it in the game. And it becomes a bit of an issue. I actually throw down a market because I realize I do not have enough wood to build the second town center. So I figure I'll get aggressive with my wood cutting, but if I need to, I can buy a little bit to get the wood that I need to build a second town center. Trying to get up to, I believe it's 400 wood. Yeah, for that second town center. So that's all I'm really focused on right now. I'm scouting his base. Went for the Golden Gate. Great tier 1 landmark. I also spot this hunting cabin out here. His villagers are working on these deer carcasses. I say to myself, ooh, this would be a nice soft target in the future. Maybe send my units that way. And in fact, I decide to rally my first few spearmen over there. But as my scout is returning home, I find out he has been building a wall. What can I do here? His villager's at half health. My scout barely does any damage. So instead, after a little bit of fiddling around, I decide to hold ground here so that he cannot build this section of the wall. He realizes it and just moves on to the next section, but at this point I got a spearman coming over, there's a gap in the wall, so I try to take out this villager and prevent him from walling off this half of the map. And now I can hopefully go and harass his food. I'm gonna return these sheep. Send my spearmen out. Gonna again try to head down here. Of course, on the way, attract a wolf, and we'll take care of that. On the back end, gain my archery range. The second town center is down. I can now start producing villagers very cheaply. I'm really low on food. I need to transfer my villagers from chopping wood probably over to these berries. I need to do that sooner or later. Get his villager again who was trying to finish walling that off. I think I just saw an archer. So it looks like after killing the wolf, I ended up having to kill a villager that came over here. So now I'm sending my spearmen out to try and get some villager kills. Okay, looks like I realized my food problem, and I'm trying to solve it by putting more people on berries. I'm rallying villagers to the berries, and I lay down some farms. A little early for farms, to be honest. The move might have been to grab like 5 of these villagers and send them to build a mill near these berries. It's pretty clear my opponent doesn't want to come onto my side of the map. I mean, he's walling everything off. Oh, bingo. The spearmen find his villagers, and this is all I'm hoping for. He has to pull them away. Figure I'll have him burn it down. These two can look elsewhere, but he's already responding with archers. On top of that, he sent a small force of archers over to the wall, and he's got a lot of them. I'm not sure what I can do here. My priority is to kill the villager, so that way the wall doesn't get built. Unfortunately, the villager does in fact start on this wall piece, and if you can believe it, this is impassable and I cannot attack it. These archers cannot walk through this. It was a bug in the game. Very unfortunate. I was really hoping I could flood through here, send my archers to back up my units which were fighting. But the game is still a little buggy at the moment. So because he's actually finished off this wall, there's nothing I can do. He is going to sit his archers back here, attack any of my units who run up to try to burn down the wall, and he's probably, yeah, he's going to put an outpost down. He's going to put a wooden fortress down. I can at least attack the villager building the wooden fortress, and I'm going to put up an outpost of my own, but this is super frustrating. Look at this spearman. He cannot get through that gap. At this point, I'm puzzled. I don't know what's going on. My archers are just kind of trading fire with a building. I would like it if they would attack these archers, but they're just out of range. At some point, I just back off because this is just too frustrating. I cannot get through this wall. This gap is not real. I just pull some people away. I can at least finish my outpost, put some people in there to shoot over his wall, but this is very frustrating. So what has happened here is effectively a wall off. We're pretty much going to be stalemated like this. Reason being, we both have towers near his technically completed wall, and really the only way to burn through these fortified palisade walls, mind you, these are the roofs. They're palisade walls are fortified. They're stronger than other civilizations. There's not much I can do here. Really, the only solution here is to get a battering ram to try and ram our way through these walls. I can try to burn them down, but it's going to be a slow process. So I put the pedal to the floor on villagers. If we're going to stalemate like this, then I'm going to get ahead economically. I use the market to balance my economy out and go to the next stage. I figure if I can get a battering ram, mangonel, start to bring in some men-at-arms and crossbowmen, then I could do some good damage and break through what he's got here. The only units I'm really seeing from him are cavalry and archers. That's the only unit composition I've seen from him. Here I am building a battering ram, hoping to use this to break through. I'm even using villagers to attack the walls. Only later on do I notice the archers are knocking them down, so it's not really worth it. I have a battering ram on the way. But he is double walling. This is honestly a great move if you see your opponent is getting through your line of defense. Just grab some villagers and lay down another layer. Because then they're just going to have to go through 2 layers of protection. At this point, I'm going into the Castle Age. I have very limited production in terms of military buildings, so I would really like to see myself get more wood, put down a blacksmith, and supplement my military production with some more barracks, more archery ranges. I would like to do all of that before I actually go to the Castle Age, because in the Castle Age, my main priority is going to be getting a mosque, getting imams, and grabbing relics off the map for the gold production. So it's the Castle Age. I should be prioritizing, yes, preservation of knowledge. It looks like I went the culture wing, and yes, I prioritize getting a mosque. That's really good. This blacksmith is late, and I would love to see some military buildings being put down. I know I'm low on wood, but might as well. My opponent reaches the Castle Age at nearly the same time. And it looks like he's still putting down a lot of defenses. Trying to burn through the gate here, though it's a painful process because these gates are again fortified and his archers are dealing damage. Sure, I'm getting through the first line of defense, but the second line of defense is just as formidable. I really need to pull these units back, let the battering ram do the work. Oh, one issue here is that this tower is going to get a springald, which is pretty effective versus battering rams. So we'll deal with that when it happens, but I decide to push forward. If I can get through one of these gates and start attacking the tower, I'll be in good health. I built this siege tower thinking that I can maybe use it to get over the walls, but turns out they only work on stone walls. They are useless versus palisades. Should have really just built another battering ram. The siege tower was a waste. He brings some knights through his gate to attack my battering ram. Great move from him. But I'm starting to make my Castle Age units. I'm starting to get my crossbowmen out, and I'm starting to get my upgrades, so that's good. This is going to be kind of a mess here, as this siege tower doesn't really understand how to do anything, since again, it only works on stone walls, not palisade walls. But I'm fairly certain that my crossbowmen are going to be effective versus these knights. So I send them in. They're doing good damage. I really like how I'm trading here. But now we're again at a stalemate. So I decide maybe I'll build a mangonel. Oh, looks like I back it up a bit because this thing has crazy range. He gave it the upgrade where it has extended arrow range. So I back up, build a mangonel. And I've also, ooh, that sound, I'm picking up relics on the map. That's really good. Something I wanted to prioritize this time around. Economy, looking good. Maybe would like more on gold. I'm at 82 villagers. That's a lot. I'm starting to make traders. I'm returning my relics, and I'm happily attacking his unit or his walls at a distance. So the pressure is now on him. I'm going to break through, but it's a bit of a mystery what he's got over there. He hasn't shown much in the way of unit composition. Like I said before, it's mostly archers and knights. I'm curious what else he's got back there. I mix in some camel archers. I'm hoping if he's got more cavalry units, then this camel unease enhancement will help out. He smartly starts repairing the gate, but my mangonel can probably deal with the villager. Yeah. And there I see some of his units. Again, just knights and archers. I'm not too concerned about that. I would say the response to these knights and archers is mangonels, crossbowmen, and spearmen. Even send my imam in. He's healing. Oh, my opponent sends in a warrior monk and goes for a conversion, but I had my camera here at the time, so I just saw it and responded to it. I'm actually stealing relics as we speak. And it's looking like my fight here. I've just got more units. I've got more tier 3 units. These Castle Age men-at-arms are very strong. And at this point, I've broken through. There's no more defenses. His units are dead. Now I need to decide what to do. First instinct is to just charge straight at his town center, but I suspected that perhaps he walled off half of the map because he wanted to expand all around here with hunting cabins and mining camps and who knows what. So I actually send my forces on a very roundabout attack. I send this group around the mini-map, so they're going to sweep this whole area while this force sweeps this area. And I can just continue to rally troops and send this force with a trebuchet and some siege units through the center at his town. Not much out here. I didn't find really anything over there to kill. Over here, oh, looks like he's walling off a bit. Oh, and I find some traders of his. Pretty smart to trade on your half of the map. Your opponent's not going to be able to do anything about it. I believe I've got a few traders rallying myself. You know? Like to see myself get this agriculture improvement. It can really help with my farming. And I'd also... actually, my farms look good. Still not really finding anything, so this force actually wraps around and starts attacking this Abbey of the Trinity. And looks like this force finds a villager finishing up a wall, but kill her off in time. Here a conversion takes place. I realize it kind of late. I begin, oh, nope. I just lose all my units to the conversion. So those are all now his units. That AoE that you saw there, the circle, that's telling you all of these units are gonna be converted. So now look at, he's got a force of men-at-arms and spearmen. But I mean, this force is scary. I'm killing off villagers left and right. I'm in his resource lines. Mangonel's hitting his villagers in the trees. He does have a lot of fortresses, and he's giving them upgrades. It's a formidable defense. And I mean, he's killing off my siege units because of the Springalds that are in his towers. But I think he overextends a little bit here. I think he's really pushing forward, and I don't think he really has any upgrades. I'm not seeing any armor upgrades. Yeah, you can actually see this crossbowman's his, this crossbowman's mine. They retain the upgrades after they get converted. That's fascinating. His crossbowman with the Russian, the Rus costume or clothing, and then these are my crossbowmen that he converted with the Abbasid uniform. I do some market balancing and try to move up to the Imperial Age. I'm gonna go trade wing. I thought to myself, well, I can get some more gold through my traders. And I'm really just throwing units at him. I know I'm losing many of them to these towers, but we can eventually get through them with my trebuchet. I'm also trying to secure the sacred victory by capturing this sacred site and my own on this half of the map, and my villagers rallied over here, built a keep. So it's going to be very difficult for him to get out of the sacred victory that I have lined up. Find a food, a little food economy of his, and he once again goes for the conversion, but these units are not about to go down like that. At this point, I'm feeling I've got the game. I have siege units bombarding him. I'm going to literally get bombards soon enough. Looks like I've supplemented my military production with more barracks, more archery ranges. I've even got a siege workshop. My blacksmith is producing non-stop. We're almost up to the tier 3 upgrades. I've secured, looks like 3 relics, feeling good about that. I think this game went well because I didn't sit back. I kept probing. My 2 scouts were able to notice the wall going up. We were able to set up pressure here. Our early siege engineering upgrade that the Abbasid get for free meant I could quickly put down a battering ram and start to break through his first line of defense. It was difficult to break through the second line, but not impossible. And I feel like once we broke through, there wasn't any mystery. My fear was that I would break through and be presented with a completely new unit composition that my opponent had, but no, it was what I had already been seeing. He had basically been rallying all of his units to the front line. It was a good match. I like how long it lasted, and I think ultimately breaking out through his defenses just led to my victory. Some well-placed siege units can do the trick. Well, thanks for tuning in. See you next time.